guys, this is Viria, and well, today is just a random process of the commission, I guess. Today I'm drawing Loki and the original character of the commissioner Tala. I'm not sure how to pronounce her name. So, all the fans of Loki, this is for you, and for me too, because I love Loki as well. So, there are gonna be lots of references on the right part of the screen because, well, it happens. I need references for like designing the character right. This is me just filling up the random of course pause because I don't know what to say. Working on this kind of pose is kind of hard for me because this is, you will see a little bit later, but Loki is gonna be kind of bent over here a little bit, and I don't know, whenever I draw anything similar to this or like any pose that is considered hard, it's just a nightmare for me. I'm just not great at this kind of poses where the neck isn't showing, and it kind of, even in the end, it kind of look awkward a little bit, not as great as I would like it to be maybe, but I can't really change that so far, or at least for now. The idea behind the commission was that Loki is just gonna look down on her, holding her mask, and she's all flustered and awkward, just trying to glare at him, you know, like, pew, pew, I'm angry, woo, I'm cute and angry, woo. So that's what I tried to convey with this. I even sketched like a tiny thumbnail in my where I write down my commissions and who wants what, just so I don't forget the pose that I came up with. Whenever I sketch, I always I don't know, whenever I sketch digitally, I never really composition it into the frame right in the beginning because I can always adjust their size and all that stuff. But if you draw traditionally, compositioning it with light, very light strokes is gonna help you, and you don't even have to like draw their body super detailed to do that. Just go as vogue as you can, and that's gonna work just so it all fits in the picture. I'm still not great at that, but I'm trying my best. So here it's finally coming up into the full body, and getting into the full body is what I think made pose a little more like, it looks a little bit off to me, but I can't really grasp why, and I can't really change that because my skill isn't that great yet, especially in these kind of poses. I will probably cut it off, but my alarm clock just went off and it was like very loud noise, and I had to stop recording and do that again because I'm recording on my phone and I don't have a microphone. Whenever you can't figure out the legs or something, like the line art for the legs, it can work if you just draw them in random dark shapes, like I'm doing that right here, just so you get how it's gonna look with filled up color. I don't know, it's gonna make it a little bit easier, I guess. But that's what I do when I can't figure out anything. Here I'm doing my tweaking a little bit, and already on the line art. So new layer, new life. This is gonna be very boring, I guess. Like, I probably need to speed it up more, but I'm not gonna do that because I'm already recording. Very Russian way of saying things. If you are not a native English speaker, I'm there with you. I know the struggle, especially making the sounds that you don't really tend to make in your language, like r and th and all those like very, very subtle sounds, because Russian is like r and s and t. Very Russian. So just line arting, da 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 da. It's actually a very long process in this one because there are so many details, and I think the full picture from the start to the finish took me like 2.5 hours, and it felt definitely a little bit longer than that. I tend to think that it always takes me around 4 hours to finish something, but apparently it's kind of faster than that. It's probably like experience showing, maybe. At least I'm wishful to think it's experience showing and not me just being lazy. But yeah, I always add my random shadows, underneath like a head, on the neck, and those kind of hatching, and basically wherever there's shadow, I don't really show it much on the coloring, but I kind of try to show that into my line art, so it's a little bit more dimensional, if that makes sense. Oh, here I'm just drawing folds, and those artists who are just so great at drawing folds, and they make me so jealous because I can't draw great folds for life. They kind of look stiff and like they're made of cement or something very harsh and not like flowy and super nice. But I'm trying. Sometimes the folds look good and sometimes they just don't want to come to me. Oh, this kind of mask, like, I don't know, I never drew this kind of mask before, but I'm always so intrigued by them, but because they're so pretty and creepy at the same time. And once again, my dark soul is singing, looking at them and drawing them. It was very fun, but it's probably not as great as it should have been, Oh, I love drawing these tiny shorts. I think this is where the folds actually turn out fairly nice. So I'm it's tiny detail, but I'm kind of proud of it anyway. Looking at wraps. You can see me doing it, not right now, but generally on his arm, and his arm is on top of the mask, so it kind of a little bit dark line arted a tiny little bit because it's on top and it's on the front. And this kind of line variety is something that I really want to master, but it's kind of hard to do in digital art, especially in my case, because I can't really make one very smooth line, and I have to end up making tiny strokes just so the lines look even and not shaky. I don't know, it just doesn't work I'm not sure if it doesn't work in digital in general or just with my tablet. It's kind of hard. Oh my god, I kind of flipped it horizontally, I think, for a moment. And who else hated doing that when you just started doing art, because it just looked so bad and they ended up looking like monsters all the time. I hate it. I never ever did that just because I got a little bit discouraged at how they looked. But now I kind of think that I improved a little bit and they don't look as squished and bad. So I do that from time to time. It's a great way to check if everything is more or less alright with your anatomy and the face and symmetry or that kind of stuff. It really works wonders. So what is it? I'm coloring hair at the moment. I hope that I'm gonna be coloring hair, but in the video that's what I do. Once again on the highest layer, because the hair tops everything basically, just so I'm not, well, I don't know, it helps. His helmet is underneath the hair, but on top of the skin layer, and the coat is on top of the skin layer and underneath the helmet and clothing. Oh, not clothing, hair. But that's really not that important to talk about, I think. Oh my god, my stomach is kind of growling. I think there's a tiny goblin in there and it's food. I'm very hungry at the moment, but I need to wait for Sasha to come back, I think, to just eat. Coloring. flat coloring is like, it's just not interesting. More devices. As for overlay layer, whenever you add this layer on top of your coloring, you need to know that all the colors, if you remove that layer, are going to be way different. So you sometimes need to tweak a lot these colors just so they look kind of all right together, and that the colors you choose are actually the colors you need, because the overlay layer changes them. So that's something to keep in mind. Also a great tool whenever you draw, say it's a bit late in the video, but whenever you draw a coat and there are these details on the coat, right, and you need to paint right on top of them, you can use clipping group tool, and it's great. It's kind of just lets your colors stay exactly only on the colored areas of the coat, or wherever you actually do. The sleeves in this were kind of transparent, so I just changed the opacity of the layer a little bit to like just so it's a little bit transparent and you can see skin. But I'm gonna change it later, I think, a little bit still. Also later I realized that I got all the wrong colors, and they aren't really very pink, and they're kind of white, so I'm gonna be adjusting that later. But for now I'm just standing and going with pinks, just so like it's a little bit colored, I guess. The outfit was so much fun to draw because it's something that I never actually tried drawing. Like it's not really the fashion I tend to work with, because all the characters are either like in the usual fashion or like any kind of existing fashion, and this is kind of something with a twist that I never drew before, so it was super fun. And gloves that I will also remove later. I considered doing thighs, but then I just ended up coloring it with the skin color, because I think like on the reference that I was given, she actually doesn't wear any thighs at all, so it seemed to work. And then it's probably why we decided it's a little bit better if she doesn't wear any gloves, because it kind of seems odd when there are gloves and no thighs, and like I don't know, it doesn't make any sense with Ukrainian weather at all. Also, about weather, I'm so confused by American weather. Can someone please explain it to me? Like, in the videos, and there are like videos, winter fashion, haul, or something like this, and those are just not winter outfits at all. We have like up to -20 and more whenever there is cold winter, and in America people just kind of wear shirts and skirts and boots at the same time, and it's very confusing to me. I don't know, it's very random, but sorry for that. Overlay layers as usual, warm one and cold one, like yeah, that's a thing that I do, and I just don't branch off from that ever. I don't know, I just really like. I thought that I will add Loki some kind of dark shadows underneath and above the eyes, just so they're like Loki's eyes. So that's something that I did, and now I'm using my pen tool to to draw my signature. I always use pen tool because the settings there are nice for that. Oh, here I'm making more adjustments because this felt like it's probably better without the puffy sleeves as well. So I'm changing that and coloring what I need to, and searching for layers because there are so many layers and it's so hard to find the one you need. Also, whenever you need to copy the colors that's underneath your overlay layer. Use the binary tool for that, because if you use brush tool and just copy that, and it's actually gonna copy the color that ends up with the color of your overlay and the color underneath combined, like it's gonna copy that, the one color that we actually see on the picture, but the one color that you need isn't actually the one you see on the picture, and is basically the color you need if you remove overlay layer, and binary tool picks up just that, but you need to go to the exact layer where the color is put, because otherwise it will just copy the white. That's confusing a little bit, but I hope that makes sense the way I explain it in English. It's probably better to show, but a bit too late for that. Oh, okay, his eyes. He kind of ended up looking a little bit similar to the way I draw Sirius, but same face syndrome. I try to deal with it, I swear, but it's just they still end up looking way more similar than I would like them to look. Like, there are similarities that I just carry through into every art, and I don't know how to get rid of that. Like, I can draw something completely different, but it kind of doesn't look like my style anymore, so I try to be more like with a style, so it's linked into the every single piece of mine. High five to everyone who doesn't know how to differ faces, just like me. Here my usual light and blue layer in open canvas, and opening it again, and then doing my saturation and luminosity thing, and we're heading to the end, so thank you so much for watching. I also added a couple of threads like on top of every single layer out there, like on the hair and some of the folds, so thank you so much for watching. Look, I try to do like the zooming in thing. So bye, thank you for watching. I appreciate you actually coming here and watch me, so thank you, bye.